Hola, muy buenas a todos y bienvenidos de nuevo a mi canal. Soy Thekingoflcv y esto es GENSHIN IMPACT y vamos a continuar con la misión principal que había. Estamos siguiendo la del mundo en una tetera. Adiós, del capítulo Adiós amo perfeccionado, y tenemos que reunirnos con Madame Pink, que es amiga de Zhongli, y le tengo que enseñar la campana purificadora. Así que vámonos para allá. La verdad que las historias están bastante interesantes. Merece la pena conocerlas, saber su lore, ¿no? Así que venga, vamos a ver qué es lo que acontece. Aquí está la mujer. Esto lo pillamos. Un momento. Esto no se puede dejar. Vale, perfecto. Todas las plantitas que haya, bienvenidas son. Ahora hablamos con la mujer. Ya, se ha activado sola.
Oh, in and out in no time. You youngsters really are quick. An adeptus. Oh, I haven't heard anyone say those words in earnest for a long time. As to whether I am one or not, child.
Paimon kinda knows what you mean, but is also kinda confused. Are you really giving us the bell just like that, Granny? Don't you think it's weird? Something's just happened to Rex Lapis and then we come running up asking for it?
Oh, don't be silly. Liyue Harbor has been through a great deal in its history. In that time, it has seen the departure of countless adepti. But no matter what, we have always performed the rite of parting first before any other matters. To cry, "Catch the murderer," at the top of one's lungs, but ignore the rite of parting. That, to me, is what is wrong-headed. Now that you have come to borrow the bell, I guess that perhaps an old friend of mine has finally decided to take matters into their own hands. So, why would I be unwilling to lend you the bell?
¿Y si su amigo no le devuelve la campana?
Oh? Well, if it came to that, they would find a certain old lady knocking at their door. We haven't met in a while anyway. It would be nice to share a drink and chat. Well, you must have things to do. Since you have the bell, you should return. Oh, and do tell the person who sent you that if they have time, they can come over for tea. I don't have much to offer, but you can always count on an old lady for a pot of tea.
We will. Thanks, Granny.
Muy bien. Vale, tenemos que colocar el perfume. Pues vámonos para allá. Esto lo pillamos en un momento. Es que además estas solamente crecen aquí, entonces es una lástima dejarlas. Vámonos. Zhongli, amiguete.
Indeed, this is the cleansing bell. It's in good condition. Let's place the perfume we've prepared inside.
Vamos a preguntarle si es un adeptus.
An adeptus.
That's suspicious. But if you don't want to talk about it, we won't pry. Oh, yes, that old granny asked us to tell you something. If you have the time, you can come over for tea. I don't have much to offer, but you can always count on an old lady for a pot of tea.
That tone does not suit you. Still, her teapot is indeed very good. There are none better for brewing tea. When a suitable time arrives, I'll bring a spot of fine tea and pay her a visit.
So what's the next step in our preparations?
Next, we need to purchase kites.
Ooh, Paimon loves kites! Are you taking us kite flying? Is this our break time?
No, no. Kites are children's toys, yes. But they also play various symbolic roles in Liyue's rituals. I will explain it to you. But our next course of action should probably be to purchase the kites first.
Oh, sure. Curiouser and curiouser.
Vale, misión completada. El mercado. Pues nada, tenemos que ir a comprar las cometas. Podríamos ir a teletransportarnos, pero bueno, si hacemos un viaje planeando, también llegamos. Igualmente. Perfecto. Hemos llegado a la tienda de cometas.
Ah, sir, you're here. The 7 kites you asked for have been made to order. Would you like to take them now?
Yes, thank you.
It's rare to see customers who want to buy this type of kite nowadays. In the early days, we used to get orders from people of all walks of life.
Well, this is Mr. Zhang Li from the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, so he's probably well-versed in all these walks of life. We've talked about a whole bunch of things while traveling with him.
Entiende de ropa, de productos cotidianos, de joyas.
He seems to know Liyue's favorite topics, money and government, really well, but he likes talking about less useful topics instead.
Qué cachondo.
Well, that's because I prefer to share fun things with you.
Children's toys are very fun things, that's for sure. I enjoy watching the children at play as much as anyone else. But there is more to it than that. Finely crafted toys are well loved by children, but this craft itself has been honed over thousands of years, and there is meaning behind that. I have made kites in Liyue for 40 years, and I am intimately familiar with the forms passed down from my ancestors. The meaning of these 7 kites is far from banal.
Indeed. These are decorations used in the rite of parting. The 7 kites represent the 7.
I took the liberty of coloring outside the lines when doing the insignia of the Animo Archon. As for the kite that honors the Geo Archon, one must follow the contract given right down to the last letter. These patterns are ancient, and you can also find them in the Golden House.
Ah, Paimon's heard that name before. Huh?
The design of this kite displays a firm grasp on the cyclicality and eternity so dear to the Electro Archon. These markings of tree and leaf pay due honor to wisdom and the passage of time. All this on a single kite. Truly astonishing. Justice flows across the surface of the waters. War rages like a flame, as does that which the Cryo-Archon wants.
The compliments of a learned man truly are pleasant.
Well then, Granny Shan, I shall take these back with me. As for the payment...
Well, allow me.
Nóbil.
Hey, it's Child!
No, I was merely passing through. I see Mr. Zhongli's the same as ever. When paying, well, when getting others to pay for him, he neither looks at the price tag nor his wallet. He knows a great deal about money, and about the trials of the common man. He just doesn't consider poverty to be something that could ever happen to him. Or perhaps, you could say that he cannot imagine himself lacking money.
How has he not died of hunger yet?
¿Cómo no ha muerto de hambre?
Child, you are as fond of jokes as ever. Well then, since we've purchased our kites without incident, there's no need to take a break before moving to the next step in our preparations. The rite of parting requires helping hands as well as materials. We should be able to find some people near the harbor.
Oh, by the way, take this bag of money. You probably won't want to let Zhongli do the bargaining, if you know what I mean. Seems I missed out on some interesting information. I suppose I'll just have to find a more opportune moment next time.
Vale, el amigo mobile. Vale, hay que ir a encontrar trabajadores. Pues ala, al mercado. Hablemos con este caballerete.
Oh, help? Sure. I, Tick, always put in 100% effort into everything I do. Of course, there'll be a premium if you want me to give 110%.
Muy bien, hombre.
So what's the job?
Let me see. We are still missing some wooden implements over at Yujing Terrace. They aren't uncommon objects, so I didn't make any special preparations for them.
50 ramas.
No problem. That'll be 20,000 mora for a single trip. How does that sound?
Done.
Bueno, él da el dinero. ¿Qué porra?
Oh, you're a straight shooter, huh? We have a deal.
Vale, como suelta la pasta, pues no pasa nada. Vale, aquí hay otro. Amiguete.
A full day of odd jobs at Yujing Terrace. No problem. 25,000 per day. A fair trade, yes?
Whoa, that's expensive. Could you give us a bit of a discount on account of the whole Hero of Mondstadt thing?
Hero of Mondstadt? Never heard of them.
Well, you may never have heard of this hero, but it seems you've heard of Mora nonetheless. Thus, I will simply pay the whole sum.
A ver, ¿qué pasa si decimos que regateamos? Ah, se puede regatear. Ah, mira, ahí le cambia el humor. Venga, vamos a regatear un poco. Venga, así, a ver. Vale. Confirma. Ah, vale, leches.
This is too little. I'd consider it if it was a bit higher. This price will do. No loss to me for a day's work.
Bueno, hemos regateado un poco.
Save this money.
Vale, parece que se puede regatear un poco. Pero bueno, tampoco, si como no es nuestro dinero, casi que nos da igual, ¿no?
Hiring help? Sure. But let me just say first that I'm a reserve member of the Adventurers Guild. I take adventuring commissions, but I don't do anything clerical.
Adventure? Venturing into the mountains to capture a few crystal flies seems adventurous enough.
That's not hard. Almost a bit too easy for a reserve adventurer. Never mind. I'll only charge you 15,000 Mora. What say you?
A most fair price.
This is all you've got? Then no can do. Child? No. He's putting up the money? Still, no. Wouldn't that mean that I have to make 2 trips rather than 1? How about this? Let's make a trade. I'll take what you're offering right now, and... get me a piece of iron ore. I'll take that as payment to go see that child person. What do you think?
Guess we've got no choice.
Vale, le entregamos.
Have you brought the goods? This is good ore. As an adventurer, one must have a trusty weapon by one's side. This'll work. Once I've finished, I will go and claim my payment.
Vale. Tenemos que hablar con Mobile.
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
Aquí está. Menos mal que está cerca.
All finished then? Splendid. Any leftover cash is yours to keep. A favor for the Fatui should never go unrewarded.
You think you can buy us off with some loose change? No way! Paimon demands to know when the next payment is coming!
Well, how does this sound? You give me the information I need, and maybe I'll leave the Northland Bank's vaults open and unattended for half an hour.
What info do you need? Huh. Does that mean you know what he's after?
¿Qué más podrían querer los Fatui? ¿No recuerdas cuando estábamos en Nostal?
Yikes! You're right! Signora!
You both need to calm down. I don't know what's gotten into you. Just what is this about? The atmosphere got so tense all of a sudden.
Next, we need some everlasting incense. For this, we need to go to Boo Boo Pharmacy, the finest pharmacy in all of...
La mejor
Is
farmacia.
everything okay?
Everything is fine. I was just informing them that they need not return the surplus Mora. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be going.
Paimon definitely felt like Child wasn't happy with us just now.
Vale, tenemos que ir ahora a la farmacia. A 200 y pico metros. La farmacia de Bubu. Bueno, no está... No está muy lejos. Ha dicho que dejaría las arcas del banco un poco desatendidas. Lo mismo habrá luego, puede que haya algún cofre en el banco. Vamos a ver que se nos cansa. Nuestra amiga Utao. A ver, yo creo que la farmacia está ahí arriba.
The reception is deserted. And it seems kinda spooky in here. Hello? Is anybody there?
Welcome to Boo Boo Pharmacy.
¿Dónde está la mujer?
Did you hear that? Where did it come from?
The reception, it seems.
How about you go check it out, and Paimon will bring up the rear.
Ahí la tienes.
Oh, there you are. But you can't even reach the counter.
Es más pequeña que... ¿Es una zombie?
Ah, Paimon thinks you might be right. Look at the talisman on her forehead.
La pequeñaja.
Welcome to Boo Boo Pharmacy. I am Chi-Chi. Once upon a time, Chi-Chi died. Then, Chi-Chi was saved by the Adepti. Now, Chi-Chi is a zombie.
Toma ya. Lo dice como si fuera la cosa más normal del mundo.
Something like this would be unimaginable in Mondstadt.
Hello, little girl. Do you sell everlasting incense here?
Excuse me, sir. Did you bring your prescription?
Surely no prescription is needed to purchase everlasting incense. It's not a controlled substance.
Chi-Chi can get your medicine. But only if you show Chi-Chi your prescription. These are Chi-Chi's orders from Chi-Chi.
Es una orden que se da a sí misma.
Zombies are limited to acting within the confines of their orders. And somehow in this case, the zombie issues her own orders to herself. My dear Chi-Chi, we didn't bring a prescription, I'm afraid. But we do hope that you can still help us find some everlasting incense.
Okay then.
How did you manage that?
But Chi-Chi helps you. You help Chi-Chi. Only fair.
Since when do customers need to do favors for customer service staff?
Never mind. Just think of it as a peer-to-peer transaction. That way everybody wins. Sometimes in Liyue, the art of the deal is simply about victory via mental gymnastics.
Go to Mount Tianheng, find the Guizhong Ballista, and hunt a cocoa goat. Please and thank you.
Una cococabra, por favor y gracias. No entendí bien.
Guizhong Ballista. I have heard of this device before. It's a kind of crossbow turret, installed on Mount Qinheng by an adeptus in the distant past. An early mechanical device. Located in Qinheng Pass, it was designed to automatically fire at large monsters, protecting Liyue from external threats.
Mr. Zhang Li really knows Liyue inside out.
Apparently not quite. This is the first I have ever heard of the cocoa goat.
The cocoa goat is a legendary animal, an adeptabeast.
Did you want to add anything else, or...?
No, just that the cocoa goat is a legendary animal, an adeptabeast. What it looks like, don't know. Where to find it, don't know either. Where it came from, also don't know.
No sabe nada.
Very well then. Let's start by investigating near the Guizhong Ballista. Perhaps we will find some clues.
What the heck is a cocoa goat?
Bueno, pues tenemos que ir a tomar por saco, a buscar un coco de esos. Ah, vale, no está muy lejos. Vale, vamos a ir aquí y nos tiramos. Qué curiosa la Kiki. Vale, pues vamos a buscar al coco leches. Bueno, pero primero tenemos que encontrar la balista. Que esperemos que esté aquí arriba o si no por ahí abajo. Ah, vale, ya lo veo. Oh, me he caído. Vale.
It's huge! Paimon can totally believe it took an Adeptus to build this. But how do you operate this thing? Just think how much strength you would need.
It is currently inoperable in any case. This device is broken.
Aw, what? It broke?
After millennia of wear and tear, even Adepti contraptions are difficult to maintain.
So what are we gonna do? Quick, Mr. Zhongli, use your unlimited high society knowledge powers!
You almost make it sound like I'm some sort of bourgeois parasite whose only utility lies in providing quaint pieces of trivia on demand. That said, let me think for a moment. Ah, yes. Spare parts were made for the Guizhong ballista when it was first built, in case it was damaged in battle. As I recall, there is a military supply post from that period somewhere inside the pass. If we can retrieve the spare parts from where they are stored, we may be able to repair the Guizhong ballista. One just needs to understand the basic working principles of the device.
So, what you're saying is that you actually understand the working principles?
I have a smattering of knowledge on the topic. With the parts in hand, I could at least tinker with it.
Vale, tenemos que buscar las piezas. Hombre, aquí he visto yo Oh, si no está aquí, está cerca. Pero a ver cómo leches entramos.
Where is that supply post? Here post...
Interesante. Vale. Ya hemos leído cómo hay que utilizarla. Y ahora hay que intentar entrar ahí. Vale, ahí veo una ventana. He visto una ventana. Esto no sé si tiene que ver, pero me lo llevo. Vale, y he visto una ventana abierta. Yo creo que por aquí puedo entrar. Debería al menos. Parece ser que sí. Vale, hay que destruir las movidas estas. Vale, hemos pillado ahí cositas. Vamos a recoger todo. Aquí también hay como un desafío, pero bueno, vamos a recoger todo esto que hay aquí. que nunca se sabe.
Speed of light. Speed of light. Hey.
Vale. Abierto. Bueno. Hemos pillado todos los tesoretes. Muy bien. Hasta aquí de acuerdo. Encendemos esto por si acaso. Vale, hemos pillado todo. Y tiramos millas. Vale, muy bien. Pues nada, vamos a darle las piezas a... Supongo yo que estarán todas ya. Vamos a comprobarlo. Reparando.
Ah, these parts look useful. One moment. I will try to repair the device. It is done. The Guizhong ballista is more intricately designed than I thought.
Ooh. Now how do we turn it on?
It's easy enough. We simply need to do this. Look, it even has a scope.
Muy chulo, sí.
Over here we have nothing. And over there, more nothing.
Más nothing.
Hey! Just what do you think you're doing?
Vaya, unos colegas. El pecoso.
So you fixed up this turret because you're planning to do what, exactly?
Not a turret. A Guizhong ballista. Also, kindly state your name before you ask a question. It's just good manners.
Ha! Are you blind or something? You're looking at the leader of the treasure hoarders, old man.
Oh, anciano la
This
llamamos.
area's supposed to be chock full of hidden treasures, but you can't get anywhere near them with this thing keeping watch. It might look like any other mechanical device, but trust me, it's got a mind of its own. Last time we approached the mountain, it nearly skewered one of our guys.
Una brocheta.
A few of us risked our lives to disarm it, which amazingly we managed. And then we turn our backs for 2 seconds, and you've already gone and repaired it! The next thing you'll be repairing is your faces! And that's if you get out of this alive!
Tut. Vandalizing the legacy of an Adeptus for selfish gain. Disgraceful behavior. It is not we who need reprimanding, but you.
Exactamente. Se siente, pero...
This is long overdue.
Speed of light. Cut to the chase. Go! Time to go.
Hasta luego, chavales. Oh, ha venido más.
Blaze over. Come on, focus. Got lucky that time.
Don't blink. Hey! With sword comes shadow. Everybody stand back! Let's light it up!
Hunter.
Huh?
Madre mía, qué destrozo.
Time to go! All hail! Don't blink! Cut to the chase! Don't blink! Hey! I'm going in! Don't blink! With sword comes shadow.
Madre mía, qué destrozo hemos hecho.
These lowlifes didn't know who they were messing with.
Troubling ourselves over this rabble is not worth the time. We should focus on our contract with Chi-Chi.
Oh yeah, that! So we've got the Guizhong ballista working, but where's our Coca goat?
A search using the Guizhong ballista revealed no significant life forms nearby, save for the usual wildlife. What's more, a contraption built using Adeptus technology should have no trouble detecting an Adeptabeast, as Chi-Chi put it.
Which means... Paimon wouldn't go that far. We did something positive, right?
We won't solve anything while standing here and racking our brains. Let's return to Boo Boo Pharmacy, explain that we could not find a Coco Goat, and review our next step.
Good idea. We did our best, and that's what counts.
Pues sí, hicimos lo que hemos podido. Vale, vamos a ir otra vez a la farmacia de Kiki. Y se lo explicamos. Vámonos. Ah, mira, esta vez está aquí fuera.
Forgive us. We were unable to fulfill our end of the contract. We found no trace of the Coco Goat Adeptabeast of which you speak.
What a disappointment. Don't worry about it. But I feel very disappointed.
Aw, poor Chi-Chi. Why does Paimon feel so guilty all of a sudden?
¿Para qué necesita la Coco Cabra?
Coco goat milk is tasty. So tasty. Much better than normal goat milk. Only an Adeptabeast could make such tasty milk. I'm sorry. I have a poor memory. I cannot remember the name of the milk. That's why I wrote it down. Where did I put it? Ah, here. This is the name. Coconut milk.
Leche de coco.
I owe you both an apology. I hastily agreed to what appeared to be an equitable agreement with this zombie child, when perhaps I should have undertaken further due diligence.
Never mind, Zhongli. You didn't know. As the Liyue proverb goes, all things are random and... So how are you supposed to predict anything? Literally no one could have seen this coming.
Excuse me, everyone. Did Chi-Chi say a bad thing?
Oh, sorry, but Paimon's gonna leave the job of shattering this poor kiddo's world to you.
Lamento decirte que la leche de coco no viene de la Coco Cabra. Vamos a decirle eso.
No. Impossible.
Seems Chi-Chi took this pretty hard.
Oh.
Someone learnt a valuable life lesson today, then. Thank you all for looking after my little Chi-Chi.
Might I ask who?
¿Y usted es?
Ah, how rude of me. I'm Baiju, boss of the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Baizu.
Paimon thought Chi-Chi was the boss. Turns out it's some wacko who wears medicinal ingredients around his neck.
Ingredientes del cuello.
What a sorry state of affairs. This little mascot is even more of a simpleton than Chi-Chi.
Una serpiente.
The medicine... The snake is speaking!
Una serpiente que habla.
I prefer to stay silent, but faced with strangers, I must speak, lest you mistake me for an escapee from the medicine cabinet, for I am a living, breathing serpent!
Habla como Paimon.
Don't mind Chung-Shou. She's a good girl, really. As for you three, communal chaos causing with Chi-Chi aside, what business brings you here?
Do you sell everlasting incense in this fine establishment?
Everlasting incense? Why, of course we do.
Whew, at last! Things are finally starting to come together.
3 million mora. Top quality. Guaranteed.
3 millones. Me cago en la leche. Mejor asaltamos la Casa Dorada.
Aw, too bad the Chising have taken it over for now. Security will be tighter than usual.
3 million. An innocuous number in and of itself. Though practically speaking, it could be a hard sum to come by.
It's a crazy number. We'd never be able to make that much more. And as for Mr. Zhongli, he's around 3 million short.
This is correct.
What are we gonna do? Is this the part where we go crawling back to child?
20 minutos después.
Coco Goat! Coco Goat! My sides hurt. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe you fell for that.
Hey, less laughter, more sympathy.
I'm almost in tears over here. Thank you. That was the best laugh I've had in a long time. In return, I'm more than happy to sort out this mess you've managed to get yourselves into. Excuse me, sir. Dr. Baiju, isn't it? Truly honored. I'm Child, one of the Fatui Harbingers. Forgive my audacity, but I see a great many opportunities for us to collaborate in the future. If Boo Boo Pharmacy needed a stable supply of, say, coconut milk, the Fatui could help by setting up a robust and speedy distribution network.
Strange. I knew the Fatui infiltrated businesses with seductive deals, but so much fuss over coconut milk?
Coconut milk. Baiju, quick. Chi-Chi wants coconut milk.
La Kiki.
Ah, yes, of course, Chi-Chi. Anything you want. Thank you, Child. I look forward to a successful collaboration in the future. I can give you a discount on that everlasting incense, too. Let's say 2,990,000 mora.
Vaya, que agradecido.
That's like zero difference from 3 million.
2,990,000. Also an innocuous number in and of itself, though practically speaking, it is a whole 10,000 less than the original sum of 3 million. Well, now that this is settled, we must head back to Yujing Terrace. Mr. Child, Dr. Baiju, Little Miss Chi-Chi, see you soon.
That lot is an absolute riot. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I laughed so hard. So, you've been eavesdropping, I hope? What have I missed?
Yes, Master Child. They spoke of the Qixing taking the Golden House.
Well, well, well. Ningguang and her Qixing cronies. What else would they be hiding in the Golden House, if not the Exuvia?
Laxuvia.
I apologize, but I warned you, didn't I? As the old Liu saying goes, the walls have ears.
Vale, protestas de ricas, coloca el incienso eterno. Perfecto.
This is good. There will be coconut milk from now on. Yeah.
Perfecto.
What an odd exchange we've had. Well, I look forward to your patronage in the future as well.
That sound is the laughter of a man who's found new people to fleece. Consider yourselves warned.
Cuidado, como que diciendo... No la pueden liar. Vale, hay que colocar el incienso. Bueno, parece que... Y cuidado que no vais a enterado que en la Casa Dorada guardan los restos de... Pues lápiz. Así que no sabemos si eso será bueno o malo. Ya lo veremos. Vale, vamos a colocar los inciensos, ¿no?
Well, as it stands, we've hired helpers, and we've acquired the everlasting incense. The completion of our preparations is not far off.
Whew, finally!
Well, traveler, have you gained anything from our adventure so far? Odd.
No sé si he experimentado lo que es la riqueza o la pobreza.
Which is it, I wonder?
Siempre son complicadas.
The questions that such travels raise are ever so complicated. Well, I'll leave you to ruminate over it yourself. As to remuneration for your help, I've decided to treat you to a meal.
Señor Zhongli invitando algo.
Oh, yes, don't worry. I will remember to bring the Mora this time.
Ah, muy bien, muy bien.
Tonight, I shall take you both to an old hole in the wall, praised throughout Liyue.
Ah, muy bien, una bodega.
Hole in the wall? As in a cool restaurant?
Indeed. Let us meet near the harbor, at third round knockout.
Muy bien. Misión completada. La reunión entre las 6 y las 11. Vale. Vamos a ver qué hora es y si no la cambiamos. Vale, entre las 6 y las 11. Perfecto, las 8:30. Venga. Vale, ya sabemos dónde hay que ir. Al muelle, al puerto. Venga, vámonos. Sin perder tiempo. Ah, aquí está la tabernita. Ah, sí, ya le veo aquí sentado.
Listen, let me tell you how.
A toast to our success.
Ah, you're here. There's no need to order. I've already done so.
Ah, muy bien.
Third round knockout is not for lightweights, like those taverns in Mondstadt. Here, the owner does not take such unorthodox orders as fruit juice.
Como un jugo de fruta. Entonces, por fin me invita a beber algo.
I ordered some wine-fermented sweet rice balls for you, if that counts.
If it is to your liking, dear customers, I shall continue the tale of Lady Ningguan's Jade Chamber.
La historia de la cámara de Jade de Ningguan.
Hey, there's even a storyteller here. Great atmosphere.
Besides fine wine, the excellent ambiance is the reason why this place is so well loved. But when I say ambiance, I refer to a different sort from the one the Tevat travel guide uses to judge other establishments.
As you all know, high above the land of Liyue lies a pavilion in the clouds, a palace in the mist. What does it mean to have all-seeing eyes? This, my friends, Lady Ningguang's masterwork that bridges earth and sky. Imagine, the weather is clear, and you gaze down from the deck on the world below.
Oh, Ganju.
Behold, the glorious sights of Liyue Harbor, stretching out far and wide. They say that when Lady Ningguang ponders important affairs, she retreats to her jade chamber with none but her 3 closest confidants in tow. Why brings she these trusted 3 to sift through sources, dig through documents, looking for information? Piece by piece, facts and figures paint a picture on the walls of the chamber. But well before the wall is filled, Lady Ningguang's mind is made up. Having made her call, she has every last document shredded, and whoosh, she scatters the shavings out her window. Ah, look at them, how they billow in the wind like a sudden swirling blizzard. As the fragments fall, traces of text flicker before the eyes of the merchants of Liyue, like ink stains in white snow. The saying goes, the rarest treasures in the land are the words brought by the paper snow. For the words of the Tianquan have the power to move mountains, and all throughout the land know it.
Muy bonito.
These are but scraps of paper, and yet they guide Lady Ningguang's hand. Such is their value. Merely grasping 1 or 2 of them will surely gift you a fragment of her wisdom, enough to stay a step or 2 ahead of your peers.
Tianquan Ningguang. Feels like we're hearing this name a lot. Liyue locals talk about her. The Fatui hate her. She's most likely the one who hid the exuvia, and we saw her at the rite of dissension. Huh. Paimon wonders what sort of person she is.
At last I have found you. You who returned from Jueyun Karst.
Who's there?
Wait, I am not with the Millelith, nor am I here to claim your bounty. However, I am an emissary of the Liyue Qixing. My name is Ganyu, secretary at the Yue High Pavilion, and I have come specifically to meet you. Well, in concrete terms, I am the corporate secretary for the Qixing. At the moment, I am serving as Lady Ningguang's special emissary.
Ningguang sent you? We were literally just talking about her.
My apologies, you who have returned from Jueyun Karst. I am duty-bound and cannot extend my courtesy to you in full. But I have with me a letter from Lady Ningguang. She extends a formal invitation to you in her capacity as Tianquan. She invites you to her palace in the sky.
Oh, nos invita al palacio.
An official invitation?
Lady Ningguang said this. Invite her to come here.
Esos somos nosotros.
I wish to meet her. At the Jade Chamber, together we shall snip every one of these entwining dark threads.
Continuará.
And with that, the emissary who called herself Ganyu just disappeared. But we've received an invitation from the Liyue Chising. Paimon still can't believe it. We'll be meeting people that have way more money than Paimon could ever count. We should be on our best manners.
Yo siempre me comporto bien.
An invitation to visit the Jade Chamber is a rare honor indeed. You'd best be on your way now. But don't forget about the rite of parting. Once you've finished at the Jade Chamber, meet me at Dihua Marsh.
Pantano Dihua. Vale.
Don't worry, we won't forget. Dihua Marsh. We'll see you there.
Pockets.
To our success.
Vale, y empezamos una nueva misión, el Palacio Flotante. Ve la comunidad de Tianjin. ¡Guau, qué guapo! Muy chula la historia de Ningguang también. Ha salido Ganyu. Genial. Vale, vamos a echar un vistazo a ver dónde está. Ahora, porras. Vale, está ahí arriba. Bueno, vamos a ir aquí. Que parece un lugar alto. Vale.
Wanna come over for tea?
Uy, está más alto todavía. Pensaba que íbamos a estar nosotros más altos. Bueno, pues nada. Nos toca trepar. Vale, pues nada, vamos a ver qué tal nos apañamos. Veo una posible ruta. Una cordillera. La verdad es que la misión se pone súper interesante, ¿verdad?
Incoming.
La verdad es que la habilidad de Kechin es la leche. Sobre todo para subir a sitios un poco altos que se nos puede torcer la cosa. Es súper práctica, la verdad. Vale, ¿queréis unas pocas moras? Pues... Vale, pues hemos pillado unas poquillas. No dan de una en una, pero bueno, algo es algo. Vale, pues venga, vamos a seguir ascendiendo. Allí arriba. Vale, quizá por este árbol. Esto nos van a dar nos van a dar la lata. Sí, está claro. Vamos, ahí.
Incoming. Cut to the chase.
A ver, amiguete. Aquí está el amiguete. Esto siempre que están aquí, que vamos a tener que estar trepando, mejor tranquilidad en el frente, ¿no? Vale, ahora ya sí. Vale, continuamos, porque vamos a hay que andar trepando, pues si están aquí estos dando por saco, pues va a ser un poco molesto. Vale, perfecto. Seguimos como si no hubiera pasado nada. A ver, bueno, hay que trepar. No sé muy bien cuál será la ruta más adecuada, pero bueno, hay que subir. Así que vamos a tomárnoslos con calma. Y bueno, parece que tampoco queda mucho para subir a la cima. Sí, parece que es poquito. Bien.
Look up there! That's the Jade Chamber!
Sí, la verdad que está muy alto, ¿eh?
This is bad. Paimon's supposed to be your guide, but Paimon doesn't know where the way up to the Jade Chamber is.
Tenemos que haberle preguntado a la miseria Kanju.
Well, since we want to go to the Jade Chamber, heading to its location on the map is the sensible thing to do. Let's look around. There has to be a way up there nearby.
Vale, vamos a buscar. Esperemos que haya alguna cosilla. Ah, ya está. Vale, aquí sí que necesitamos a Nemo.
Hey, look! There's some sort of mechanism thingy. Since this is the right place, it must have something to do with the Jade Chamber.
Tal vez es el camino a la cámara de Jade.
Yes, this must be the way.
Es exactamente. Intento utilizar el dispositivo, por supuesto. Vale, pues nada, vamos a cambiar de... Hay que poner a alguien de Nemo. Vamos a utilizar al Traveler.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Le han puesto voz, que está muy bien. Uy, hay también un cofrecito. Ay, no hemos llegado. Vale, esto es ir probando, no pasa nada. Volvemos a hacerlo. Y apañado. Ahora. Bien, hemos subido.
It only takes us up to here.
Qué guay, qué imagen más chula.
Aw, if that wind current was stronger, we'd be able to reach the top in one go.
Tenemos que volver al Liu y preguntar.
Huh? Why?
No debería haber ningún secreto para subir, de lo contrario.
Or... Oh, Paimon gets it! If it was a secret, Ganyu wouldn't have let us try to find it ourselves, right? Alright, let's follow your plan. Then we can... Oh, hang on a moment. Look down there. Looks like we've gotten close to the Guizhong Ballista.
La balista.
Paimon has a new idea. Why don't we shoot you up to the Jade Chamber using the ballista?
No, gracias. Aún quiero vivir.
Oh, right. This method does seem a bit unsafe.
Recuerdo que la balista tenía un catalé.
Oh, that's right. Now that you mention it, we could use the Guizhong Ballista to see if there's another way up nearby.
Bueno, tenemos nuevo plan. Vale, nos han dado 2 protogemas. Ah, no, y todo eso. Muy bien. Vale, ve a los alrededores de la balista. Vale, hay que ir a la balista. Estará detrás de la montaña esta, supongo. ¿Qué remedio? Hay un robotito. Bueno, hay un bridgis. Pero no me gustaría liarme a leche con nadie ahora, de momento. No es mi intención. Ya me liaré a leche cuando sea. Pero de momento... Vale, aquí veo también un... Me parece ver aquí algo de geo. Por aquí. O eso parecía. Bueno, podemos intentar matar a eso y ya está, y seguir nuestro rumbo. ¿Nos parece? Pero tenemos aquí esto de... Ah, ya lo veo, el animúnculo, que está ahí en todo el medio, el desgraciado. Interesante. Bueno, ya que estamos aquí, vamos a ir cumpliendo las cosillas que hay por aquí. Vale, necesitamos a alguien de geo. Lo que pasa es que de geo no voy yo muy bien equipado. Tengo aquí a Ningguang con nivel un poco bajo. Me estoy saliendo un poco de la misión, pero bueno. ¡Oh! Eso me gusta. Vale. Interesante.
Incoming. Hey!
Perfecto. Vale, de momento bien. Y este tiparraco, pues podríamos intentar también eliminarlo. Ya puestos.
What are my orders?
Vamos,
No
amiguete.
touching. For Rex Lapis. Next on the agenda. We're waiting.
Incoming. Hey! Cut to the chase.
Estos son muy duros. Realmente.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Pero bueno, no han tenido mucho que hacer. Y así vamos completando todas las cosillas. Perfecto. Vale, pues nada, vamos a continuar. Allí la balista esa. Vale. Desde aquí nos tiramos, porque tenemos que buscar con la mira algún ascenso o algún camino o algo así. Vale, aquí hay gente abajo. Estos tienen pinta de ser unos cansinos. Me da a mí la sensación, ¿eh? Vamos a ver.
Halt! Who trespasses on these hallowed grounds?
Territorio sagrado.
Exactly. What are you talking about? We're invited guests. What makes you think you can treat us like this? No. Wait. Maybe this was Ningguang's plan all along. She pretended to invite us to the Jade Chamber, but set up a Millilith ambush here to arrest us. Now Paimon's mad. You, over there. This is a trick, isn't it? How shameless.
Sinvergüenza.
What? We're just on guard duty. What do you mean, shameless?
What nonsense! Seize these suspicious intruders at once!
Well, here they come. Line them up and knock them down.
Vale, un poquito de...
Blaze
Se
over.
siente.
Next on the agenda, access denied. Cut to the chase.
Who goes there?
Cross over.
Cuidado que Utao domina al Kate, ¿eh? Está hecho una bestia parda.
Speed of blade.
Beaten.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Tactical. Retreat.
Más.
Time to go. Blaze over. Born of ice and frost. With sword comes shadow.
Ya pasó, ya pasó. Madre mía, qué destrozo.
Stop! What's all this about?
Lady Kuching, these two strange people suddenly appeared. They seem to have designs on the Guizhong Ballista.
Who are you calling strange?
You want to go to the Jade Chamber?
We're invited guests here to look for the Liyue Qixing. Who are you?
Well, as it happens, I am one of the Liyue Qixing.
Toma ya, una de las 7 estrellas.
Oh,
I'm Kuching, the Yuheng of the Qixing. I know of you, traveler. You're Ningguang's guests, yes? Didn't expect to meet you here in the mountains.
wow. Paimon didn't think we'd meet some super rich big shot out here in the middle of nowhere either.
The Guizhong Ballista in Tianheng Pass has long been in disrepair, and yet it was fixed in a single night. I came here to investigate that occurrence. These Millilith are just here to guard the scene, not to arrest anyone.
So this was all a misunderstanding? Paimon never would have thought.
Anyway, for a mortal to be able to repair an Adepti mechanism is quite the mystery, even to the Qixing.
That was...
No compliques más las cosas.
Oh, right. So, Lady Yuheng, might you have any idea why Lady Tianquan invited us to go to the Jade Chamber?
Just call me Kuching. I'd say that Ningguang's purpose is to request that the savior of Mondstadt take a more neutral stance. Or at least, to not wholly side with the Adepti.
We're not taking sides. We spoke with the Adepti. They want to protect Liyue as well.
When you say protect, you're referring to their sanctimonious arrogance, aren't you?
Huh?
You are mortals, and thus under their protection. There was no way they would have regarded you as someone with the ability to assassinate a god. Naturally, they would also regard Ningguang's locking down the area, questioning the citizenry, and pursuit of the assassin to be pointless work. Perhaps they even wonder if there might be a cover-up. I'll say it like it is. They're underestimating us.
Well, you've got a point there. Still, this is the first time Paimon's seen a person from Liyue who doesn't respect the gods or the Adepti.
Should I respect the shallow sense of time and condescension to mortals that has caused them to delay in moving against us, Qixing? Forget it. I shouldn't speak of them this way. This skepticism is mine alone, and Ningguang does not share it. Either way, I will admit that the actions of the Adepti this time were quite restrained. Rex Lapis's death is indeed an extraordinary circumstance. But to think that they would call for a council of Adepti rather than come down here directly. How surprisingly civilized of them.
¿Existe la posibilidad de hablar cordialmente con ellos?
Well, for Ningguang, she would talk anything and everything out if she could. But I doubt we can do that here. The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
Another super bold statement.
I'll stop here. Honestly, I hadn't intended to say so much. But you're a good listener, Traveler. You should both be off to the Jade Chamber. Don't be late now. Ningguang's schedule is packed to the gills all the way till next year.
Hasta el año que viene.
The cream of Liyue's mercantile crop all see ascending to the Jade Chamber as the greatest honor. Each brings rich gifts as they visit, all to curry a little favor with Ningguang.
Favor? But... Wait, that's right! Greeting gifts are a staple of Liyue's culture. We need to get one. Not to curry favor or anything, just to respect Liyue's culture.
Alright. You can decide on your greeting gift yourselves. Let me tell you how to get to the Jade Chamber first.
Uy, sí, que no lo diga.
You didn't actually have to come to Mount Tianheng. Go back to Liyue Harbor. Find a guide at the Yuehai Pavilion, and... well then. May we meet again, Traveler.
Well, that Yuheng may not respect the gods, but Paimon thinks she's a pretty cool person. So, what should we give to Ningguang when we see her? Oh, right! Paimon dreamed of an amazing snack last night! Sugar-frosted slime!
Slime confitado.
Paimon has a feeling that it would be perfect for a super rich person like Ningguang. Why don't we go with that for a gift?
¿Tiene la receta?
Nope! But Paimon's sure that we just need to make it with some boom shakalaka.
Un poco de mucha calor.
Let's go gather ingredients. Time waits for no one, and neither will our riches.
Vale. Busca los materiales que... Vale, pues nada, hay que ir a buscar los materiales. Aquí me marcan dos. Vámonos para allá.
With the wind.
Un poquito de boom shakalaka, dice que hace falta. Vale, chaval. Ahí te quedas. Que tengo un poco de prisa. Vale. Un poquito de babas de slime, yo creo que ha dicho, ¿no? Entonces, venga, vamos a bajar aquí. Que parece que es aquí. Y aquí hay uno bien gordete. Tendrá buenas carnes.
Ooh, look at that slime! It looks crystal clear and very delicious. That's the one. Incoming.
Vale, hemos pillado uno.
Next on the agenda,
Vale, estos ya no vienen a cuento, pero bueno. Pues si le disparamos un poco, pues somos cansinos. Menos mal que Ganju tiene buena puntería. Vale, hemos pillado una. Ahora hay que ir allí. Vale, no estamos lejos. Pillamos esto. Una rana, por si queremos hacer ancas de rana.
Huh? Is it just Paimon? Or is there a sweet fragrance in the air? Huh? Did you hear that?
Suena como si alguien estuviera pidiendo ayuda. O si alguien estuviera cantando.
No! That was definitely someone in trouble. It came from those ruins over there.
Hay alguien encerrado.
It looks like the treasure hoarders have locked someone inside.
Vaya hombre. Se nos juntan las cosas. Vamos a ver.
There's no end to
¿Qué pasa, chavales?
Higher, higher, hands on fire!
All hail!
Un poquito de metralla nunca viene mal.
Speed of light. With sword comes shadow.
Queda otro. ¿Dónde vas? Se ha pirado el tío. Ha desaparecido. Bueno, en fin. Creo que ya... Ah, no, ya decía yo. Bueno, voy a pillar esto. Claro, es que ha desaparecido el tontete este. Vamos, ahora no te vas. Vete ahora si ves qué tal. Vale, vamos a sacar a este. Buen hombre.
Thank you for your help, kind travelers. If you hadn't come to my aid, I surely would have rotted in this cell. Those treasure hoarders, when their mood was good, they'd rearrange those pots of sweet flowers. When they were in a bad mood, they'd rearrange my face.
Aw, it was nothing. No need to thank us all at once or anything.
I understand. Don't worry, I will compensate you both. Don't say that. I only escaped this predicament because of you. I'm Meng Dan, a supplier for Mingxing jewelry in Liyue Harbor. I often walk around these mountains in search of antiques. I never expected that those treasure hoarders would have their eyes on the same ruins that I had. Before I knew it, they'd caught and imprisoned me. Is there anything that you lack? Antiques, treasure, various knickknacks, you name it. Well, as long as you want what I have to offer, of course.
Wait a moment. Actually, we are looking for something.
Oh? And what might that be?
Las flores que me las
Do you
llevado.
have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind that you can use to store snacks.
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrapping service in the 7 nations. Now just give me a moment, and I'll let the boss know. You can go see her whenever you require that box.
Great! Paimon's sugar frosted slime now comes in a beautiful package.
Vale. Ahora tenemos que ir a por la caja. Vale, pues, oye, muy bien. Vamos ahí poquito a poco. Vale, ahí veo la tienda. Vámonos a ver si compramos la cajita.
Told us that we could get a nice and shiny box from your store.
Uncle Meng already told me about it. Thank you both for saving him. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Meng. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business. Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history. It's already been cleaned.
Sí, sí,
Will
sí.
it...
Yep, it's great! Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one other thing?
Sure, please help yourselves, as long as it's on our shelves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack. It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Carefully now. Into the box it goes and dust it over with a bit more powdered sugar.
Oh yes, you might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decorations too.
Woohoo! It looks beautiful!
Muy chulo, sí, sí, sí.
Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the Jade Chamber to see Ningguang.
Perfecto.
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
Vale, busca el guía. Ahora hay que buscar al guía. Bueno, es que se nos va a hacer de noche. Vamos, ya es de noche, claro. Hay que hacer un vistazo. A ver.
Join the Adventurers Guild. You'll have a blast.
Vale, parece que no quiere cargar. Vale, está allí. Bueno, entonces subimos. Subir. ¿Por dónde porra se sube? Vale, voy a subir por el peor sitio. Venga, vamos a ver si podemos llegar arriba. Seguro que hay un camino más ortodoxo para subir, pero bueno. Vale. Lo vemos.
While the Millelith stands guard.
Este señor. Buyun.
According to Kuching, this is what we should say. Excuse me, do you sell the moon here?
¿Qué dices, loca?
Yes. How many would you like?
Ah, sí, esa es la contraseña.
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that Lady Ningguang has arranged to meet with today?
Yep.
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng. What's going on here?
Ya me he subido. Ahí viene Ningguang.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
It's Ningguang! Since this is our first meeting, we've prepared a gift. I hope you like it.
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guests.
Un poco, sí.
Oh no, it's nothing.
I'm glad you like it too. This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this vantage point, one may survey all of Liyue. I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in hiring the best craftsmen to constantly extend it. At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, it is large enough to blot out the moon in the skies above Liyue. One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, who spoke highly of you. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements when you were on the way to Wangshu Inn.
Wait! Was Vergoldet one of your people?
Just Vergoldet? No. Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours.
Oh, interesante.
At the Guizhang Ballista, yes?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were you?
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest.
¿Quién dijo que las 7 estrellas no le desean el mal a Red Lápiz?
Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings.
Ah, muy bien. Perfecto. Vale, vamos a hablar con Ningguang.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until 2,000 years ago. Much blood was shed, and many lives were lost. In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus began the era of the 7. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Those are giant spears of rock hurled by Rex Lapis during the war. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days, gods that failed to seize the title of Archon. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis's passing is an unimaginable disaster for Liyue, but the Order of the 7 will not collapse simply because of that. Another Lord of Geo will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods and Adepti will surely be different from before. Even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions?
Pero entonces, ¿por qué resguardan la lluvia?
That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught completely off guard. You were there, you no doubt saw. But our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against them now, they will surely gain the upper hand. Hiding the Exuvio was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider while our foes scurry about.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
Es él.
Huh? about?
Well answered. The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Our preparations to receive guests within are complete. So please, this way.
Vale, él puede ser nuestro hermano. Que ahí hay algo raro, por eso hay que averiguar qué pasa.
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Wow, muy chulo, ¿eh? Aquí la gente va riendo, ahí aprendiendo las cosillas. Bueno, estamos en los aposentos. Ahí va, cuidado. No, está aquí abajo, aquí abajo. Muy chulo todo, la verdad. Aquí está Ningguang. Oh, espérate, que hay una cosa para llevarse. La piedra de Teyvat. Vale, hay datos. Vale, nada más para llevarnos. Vamos a hablar con ella.
Be at ease, you two. Make yourselves at home if you wish.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first. Naturally.
Ooh! Isn't this that legendary wall?
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground, I see.
Ya le hemos golisqueado el muro.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted to secrets. But the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather special, really, and I think you're quite aware of that.
Claro que sí.
If possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Keqing...
Oh, entre Keqing y yo, entre tú... ¿Qué crees que los dioses y ella? La prefiero a ella, que es escéptica de... Bueno, más así que ella.
You'd pick Keqing? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
Es lo que dijo Keqing.
Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have been dispelled. I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Liyue's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our usurpation of power.
Supongo que los Fatu están detrás de los rumores.
Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the very beginning. I called for the gag order and for the Exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, I cannot be too concerned with appearances when opposing them. Allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of Liyue's administration.
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for the rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends, could I say one other thing?
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
¿Puede dejar de pensar por eso un momento?
It's all right. I like direct people. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this? You can pick any one object here as you please. And you may...
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to say that! Let's see, what should we get?
Yo ya me he llevado algo.
One of the sheets on that wall!
Unos papeles del muro.
Don't look at Paimon like that! One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it's only as large as Paimon's fingernail.
La leche.
Just imagine how much more a whole untorn sheet would sell for. Let's grab one, the biggest one.
Vale, hay que pillar un papel, lo pillamos, no pasa nada.
Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that one.
El papel más grande.
La 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 la. Let's see what's written on it. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever it is, it better make us filthy rich. Let's see what's written over here. Sigil of permission, something, something, Fatui, research, copy. Huh? Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Chising spy discovered traces of classified Fatui research on the Sigil of Permission. Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue, spreading rumors, wanting to get their hands on the Archon's body and whatnot. But research on the Sigil of Permission? Paimon wonders what they're up to. Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out.
Veo muchas casualidades juntas aquí.
Oh, you really think so? Well, should we not go then? Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth of what she says for ourselves. That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon thinks she's been nothing but good to us. Anyway, we'll see if you're onto something. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on these papers and see if the Fatui really are up to no good there.
Vale. Y aquí había un brilli. Lo llevo. Vale, esto es y la balanza. Muy bien, ve al lugar marcado en la nieve de papel. Vale, o sea que ya aquí no hablamos con nadie. Nada.
So, have you made your choice? You don't have to confirm it with me. Just choose one and take it. Afterwards, why not sit down for a while in the Jade Chamber? Or have a short stroll. Rest is also an integral part of any journey.
Gracias por su hospitalidad.
Come now. There's no need to stand on ceremony.
Vale, tenemos que ir al lugar. Aunque lo marca por aquí. Ah, bueno, claro, esa es la puerta. Ya de aquí nos vamos, supongo. Salir de la cámara de Jade. Vale, hay que ir a ese lugar. Parece que está un poco lejos, ¿no? A ver, vamos a echar un vistazo. A ver, hay que ir a... A ver, chicos, aquí. Pues venga, vámonos para allá, a investigar. Vale.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.